Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It's your boy Sawyer here from Underground Gamers, bringing you an X-Patter Xbox One controller setup for WildStar. I'll say it again, an Xbox One controller setup through X-Patter for WildStar. I'm assuming that most people know how to get X-Patter and copy and paste their image. I'm going to do a small tutorial here that's going to show you how to exactly do that. I already have my image copied, so the rest of the steps I'll take you through. Um, I know there's a lot of people that say you shouldn't play an MMO or you can't play an MMO with a controller. But there's a reason why they made these emulated programs, and it's for people like myself who want to sit back in their chair or on their sofa, put their games on the big screen, and relax. Now, only thing I use my keyboard for is to chat. That is it. And if even that, I mean, if you're on Vent with your league, your guild, or you're on TeamSpeak with them, then you're really squared away. But enough of that. Let's get to what this video is about, and let's go. Well, first things first, let's close this out. First things first is we're going to click right here in the left hand corner, that little controller right there, and we're going to go new. And like I said, I already have my image copied, so all I'm going to do is paste, and that'll bring up the Xbox One controller. Go down to sticks, enable my sticks, follow the on-screen instructions. Let's move that over to the left stick. Oh, center that a little better. Let's enable the right stick. Follow the on-screen instructions for that. Center that. Okay. Then we're going to go to our D-pad. Enable D-pad. We're going to follow the on-screen instructions once again. Move that over to D-pad. Then we're going to go down to our buttons. And we got to be careful here to make sure that our buttons, when we press the button, that we actually put it right away, because they are randomly placed on the controller, and sometimes you can get it mixed up. Once you press the button, you can press it again to see exactly the exact location of it. Like for instance, I'm going to hit the middle left analog stick, and then when I hit it again, it'll show me that that's the middle left analog stick. Let's move that over. Then we're going to do the right analog stick. Middle button. Then we want to do A. So you press the A. X. Y. Now you see how that almost overlapped? So you can get lost there for some people. B. We're going to do our back button. Press our start button. Let's move that there. Our bumpers are considered buttons. So we're going to do our left bumper first. Then we're going to do our right bumper. And then we're going to go down to our triggers, because that's all our buttons there. We're going to go down to our triggers, and we're just going to enable our triggers, and we're going to hold the left trigger and then the right. And there you go. You have your buttons set up on your controller, on your image. You just hit OK. And then you're going to want to save that first and foremost as, let's go save as, controller, Xbox One for Windows. Leave it as the default. I already have it there, so I'm just going to overwrite that. And that's all set up. So if I hit my buttons here, you can see them light up green. And it's just telling you that the buttons are set up, and we're squared away. We're good to go. Now we're going to go with our location of where we're going to put our buttons here to play the game. So we're going to put the corresponding button to the corresponding function. So we want to go right away. We want to go to our left trigger and we want to right click it. We want to go to select set, go to 2, and we're going to make sure that we go to while held. And what that does is that puts you to a point of going to the second page while you're holding the left trigger. So it's like almost playing any other game that you would play on your Xbox or your PS4 or PS3, you know, and they have buttons set up on a separate page where you got to hold the right trigger to get your, you know, your powers out or something like that. But let's continue. Then we're gonna go with our right bumper. Now, what we're gonna, we're gonna go with our left bumper. And with our left bumper, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna click on that. That's gonna open up a tab. That's basically a virtual keyboard there. Now, you can use your keyboard to input these keys. You don't have to click on them if you don't want to, but my advice is to click on them. Alright, we're gonna go with the right mouse button right here. Then we're going to right click this because I'm going to show you later on what it is. We're going to right click this and we're going to hit a toggle. Okay. Then we're going to go over to our right bumper. And our right bumper is going to be, we're going to click on that, and our right bumper is going to be our X button. You can label these buttons too. Down here at the bottom, you can label them. And let's, for instance, say X in WildStar is heal. So we're gonna go X dash heal. Oh, that's all caps. Okay, heal, and that would be our X button. To close it out, just hit X, and that's our heal right there. Now we're gonna go to our left trigger. I'm sorry, our right trigger, and we're going to make that our main attack. Our number 1. That's our main attack there. I normally, a lot of people go WASD, but what I do here for myself is I like to strafe left and strafe right, and it works out perfectly for a game like this, and you'll see later on in this video. So we're gonna go W, Q, E, and S. That is going to be our setup right there to move around. So that's squared away. Then the middle button here, we're going to use this as our left shift, which is our run button. So we can label left shift as run. This is just so that way to help you remember the layout if you have to go back and look at it. Oh, sorry. Left shift. Oh, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on there. Okay, it was already set up that way. You can right click on it too and add name, which will make it a little easier as well. Then we're gonna go here with our let's go with our right stick here, and we're gonna make this our arrows. Basically, this would be like you're moving the mouse left and right, up and down, back, you know. So we're gonna go with this being up, this being left, this right, and this button down. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong place. Oh no, not a good thing. Apologize, guys. So we're gonna go here, left, right, down. Then we're gonna make the middle our space bar, which is our jump. Let's label that before we do anything. Let's go jump. It's gonna be our jump button right there. Also, what you might want to do, I don't know if you use the DPI to have like high DPI, or some people know it for controllers as sensitivity. You go right here to this little wrench. You click on that wrench and you go down to mouse settings. And also click the move together tab. And where I play at is I play at like 108, which is pretty fast, you know, pretty good. So let's leave it at 108. You can adjust it to whatever you might like. Okay, now let's go with our directional buttons here, our D-pad. And we're going to make this our ability. So we're going to go 6, 7, 8, 9. And this would be what our ability bar keys here, as well as our buttons on this side here. This would be 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then we have our back button, and our back button will be our toggle weapon, which is the / button. I believe it's the / button in the game. So we're going to put it as the / and we can name this. Oh, I put a toggle on it. We can rename this, right click on it, rename it toggle weapon. That's our toggle weapon button there. Then we're going to sit here and go to our start button. Now, I'm going to macro. The way I play, I macro these buttons here. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. I macro my F, which is my interaction button, my loot button, and also, as you know, if you're playing WildStar, you can turn in your missions via a comm link. I put those buttons together, which makes it much easier, takes away the fact of the matter having to press multiple buttons, you know. You understand macro. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on our start button, then we're going to go to advance. We're going to click F, V, and C. We're going to leave that just as is. Don't worry about none of these things under here right now. They have nothing to do with this layout for WildStar. So let's keep going. Alright. And then what we do is we hit OK. And then we just X this out. And as you can see, you have your buttons set up there. It tells you F, V, C. Okay. Now, to go to our second page, if you hit your left trigger, it'll take you to the second page and it'll be blank. But what we're going to do, we're just going to hit, take our mouse and click on the second page, number 2. Okay. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the rest of the buttons here. So we still want to be able to move around when we go into our second page. So we want to make this W, Q, E, and S. That's what we're going to do there. That'll be perfect to set up there. Then we want to make the middle left analog stick our auto run. So let's name it auto run. That's auto run, and we're gonna, that's number locks. That's the button that it belongs to. So that's our auto run right there. M for map. So we can label that map to make it a little easier for everybody. Map. Okay. Oh, let's put M for map. Let's do that. How about that? That's a little better. M for map. Let's make that a capital M with a dash. Dash map. There we go. M for map. Then we're going to make our start button our escape button. Very important button there. Now, our special abilities, our casting abilities, the special casting abilities, our abilities that are on high cooldown and things like that, or our quest abilities, will be on this second page. So our buttons are going to be T, 0, R, and G. We're going to go to our bumpers here, and we're going to start off with the left bumper. We're going to macro the left bumpers as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the inventory and the character screen here, where you see your character and the gear you got on and your stats. Is going to come up at once when you macro it. So we're going to go to advance again. We're going to hit I and P. And you can name that and label that whatever you want. I left it as I and P. I mean, I know exactly what it is. You can label it and name it anything you would like. And then you just X that out. Okay, and you see it says IMP. Let's go to our right bumper. And our right bumper is going to be right mouse click. And that right mouse click will not have a toggle. It will just be your regular right mouse click. And what this does is to go into the second page, when you have to choose or select, when you're in a dialogue and you have to choose and select something through the dialogue or selecting an item from your inventory, you always right click it to put it on, to equip it or to de-equip it, and things like that. And now our right trigger, we're going to make our left mouse, which is the same exact thing. We're going to just use that as our point of choosing something, selecting something when we have dialogue options. Oh, almost forgot. Same thing here. You make this up, down, left, right on the right analog stick. The middle would be your jump again, because you still want to have the abilities to move around without, you don't want to be hindered going into your second page. Then what we want to do here, we have a couple of buttons left here. What we want to do is we want to set up the fact of our mount and other things like that. So our mount in WildStar is the Z or Z key, and we want to name that mount. We want to put Z dash M-O-U-N-T, mount, and then hit the Z, and we're squared away there. We want to make our left directional our 0, which is our social tab. You can put social, or you can name it anything you want, person, however you want to put it. I just leave it as O. You go, okay, now go to the down, which we're going to label this log. So L dash logs. And this is going to be, let's name it quest log, because this is exactly what it is our quest log. It's our quest log, so we hit L, and see it's their quest log. Also, don't forget to change the button movement here. Don't forget, change your speed if you want to, or if you're right with the 32 speed, which is kind of slow for me. You can just move that up a little bit, so that way you still have a decent speed when you're selecting and moving around. Now we have one more button that's free here, and this would be our character build. When we go into our build to select our abilities, our powers, our utilities, this is what this would be. So we're going to sit here, we're going to make this B-build and hit B. And make sure you save. Now you don't have to save where you saved the first one, because that was just the saving the controller, the way you set up the Xbox One controller. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to save this and go save as. And we're going to save this as WildStar Xbox One -1, because I already have it saved there. So I'm just going to do that again. Okay. And don't forget to click the number 1 back again when you are finished setting up page 2. So as you can see, we have everything set up. Hold down your left mouse trigger, and your left trigger on your controller, and you'll see it'll take you to page 2 while being held. Now you can change that to any way, any shape or form that you want, but while held is better accessible, especially when you're in the game. As for the left bumper on the Xbox One controller, that is a toggle switch, and I'll show you when we go in game what that does for you. Alright, so I'll see you guys in game, and we'll go from there. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, in game. Let's test out our abilities, our power with the controller, movement, perfect, beautiful movement. Look at that. Everything working fine there. As you can see, the mouse cursor moving around. That's without the toggle on. This is with the toggle. It's like holding down the left mouse button. Go into our inventory. We can select items in our inventory, move things around. Perfect. Oh, I'm tapping out on the screen here. Look at that. Oh, map. As you can see, everything is squared away and good to go. I mean, if there's any problems, just please leave a comment in the bottom. There'll be a link in the description so that way you can find the button setup that we just did via our website. And remember that this was brought to you by our sponsors from gamingandnews.com at www.gamingandnews.com, also known as GAN. And please let us know what you think about MMOs being played with controllers, your yays and your nays for it. And we will have more controller layouts set up for other MMOs that will be posted on our site. So don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some good videos and keep setting up these controller layouts for you. This is your boy Sawyer from Underground Gamers, and I'm out of here. Thanks.